tentatively. Today we are tentatively going to finish this skirt. It might require an outfit change or two. Don't worry about it. There are a few things that need to happen before we can call the skirt done. Those things are, one, to iron this pocket, which I sewed when I was very sick. Roll footage of me being very sick and sewing. Then we have to iron the waistband seams. Then we will have to take this waistband and stitch down on the inside. And then we have to finish the seam that runs with the pocket. That seam was never finished, so I have to get that done as well. And then we can finally take on the hem of this skirt. I still haven't figured out logistically how I am going to hem the skirt because my dress form is not tall enough for the skirt to hang and hit the length on the floor that I would like. I would like this skirt to sit just on top of my foot. That way it doesn't fully drag on the ground, but it also isn't a weird ankle T-length thing. I don't mind a T-length skirt, but it's not what we're going for. So we're gonna get this done. We're gonna iron it with my new iron. This is the iron I got for my birthday. It has a retractable cord, and I love it. So let me bring you in closer. We're gonna get to ironing. We're gonna finish step one. So real quick, we're gonna just open up these seams. All right, this is all pressed down. I think how I'm gonna do this is, maybe, I think, you know what? I might do something I've never done before. I might just whip stitch this down. Just whip stitch all of this together and see how that works. I've never done it before as a finishing stitch, so I think it would be interesting to just whip this together and then whip this together. Look, I'm gonna try that. I'm gonna see how that works. Okay, now that that is sorted, all ironed out. Golden. It's fantastic. Don't worry about the blinds moving right now. That's Augustus. I can't do anything about it. They will settle in a minute. Oh, we have to have a play break. I'm sorry. Just give him a minute. You know what? I'm gonna just to show you. Oh, hold on. I don't want to disturb him. Look at this nonsense I have to deal with. So, I'm trying to film a video right now. Is that my homework? Wait, don't put your butt on that. Don't put your butt on that. That's mine. Not for you. Augustus. Hi! Where is it? Where's the little... Is it under your body? Where is it? Oh, no, it's right here. I was looking through the camera. I didn't even see it. I really appreciate that you're having a good time, but could you do it maybe in the living room? Come on. Hey, don't whap at the camera. Come here. Come on. Come on, Gustus. Come on. Come, Gustus. Come on. Gustus. Yeah. That was a great action shot, bud. Oh, wow. Look at you go. Okay, let's get back to what we were doing. So the nice thing is I don't even actually have to fully open every single one of these little seams in here. I'm just going to press this down nice and flat and then roll the waistband over, fold it over, give myself a little bit of wiggle room with how much I'm gonna fold over, how much seam allowance I'm gonna give myself for finishing. But in the end, it should look something like that. So we're gonna get that done. Let's flip her back inside. Right side out. There we go. Okay. So we're just gonna iron down everything nice and flat. This is abundantly harder, by the way, because I'm ironing with my right hand, which I don't usually do because I am left-handed. But it is easier with the setup that I've got going on right now to do it this way, and so this way is the way it will be done. It rained all morning here, and it is still kind of raining. And so I went to Joann's this morning. So also, it's not called Joann's. It's not called Joann Fabrics, Joann's Fabrics. It's not Joann Fabrics. It is just Joann now. And I know that it's been like that for a while, but I'm still upset about it. And I didn't have a YouTube channel when it first happened, and I'm upset, okay? I want to make a formal complaint. I don't want it to be called Joann. Because when I got up to the register, the lovely woman, a very nice lady, I had headphones in, she said something to me, and I didn't quite hear her, and I felt really bad about it. But that's beside from the point. This lovely woman said, "Hi, welcome to Joann. Is there anything else I can grab for you? Do you find everything okay?" And my brain was just like, did this woman just say, "Welcome to Joann," or "Thank you for shopping at Joann"? No. Joann's. Joann's. It's plural. No, it's not plural. It's possessive. She possesses the fabric. It's where you go to buy fabric because Joann possesses the fabric. Look at it. It's just Joann. Joann. I hate it. Hate. Absolute hatred. I sound so ridiculous. It's like old man yells at cloud. Like, why does it matter? It doesn't. But the good thing is I got this, which is going to be for the hem, which means I don't have to make the hem pretty. I can just get it. I can just get her done, which is great. And also, I'm 90% sure it's the same kind of braid that I got for my red skirt. And honestly, the braid in my red skirt is probably my favorite part of my red skirt. So yeah, I got 5 yards of this because I don't know an appropriate amount of fabric to get ever. So I almost always will get 5 yards, or I'll find a fabric I really, really like, and whatever store it is won't have 5 yards of it, and so I will just get however much they have. But I got this. Look how cute it is. I'll show you a close-up of it later. But look how cute. It's got bees. It's so cute. I only got 1.5 yards of this, though. So this is going to have to be a small project. This can't be something that's bigger because I won't have enough. However, what I will have enough of is this red fabric. It's not really red. It's a whiny, it's a winey, like maroon color. But I love this too. It's a very cute little pattern. And I got 5 yards of this. I don't know what I'm gonna do with it. I could make maybe a shirt with really big sleeves. I could make another skirt. Maybe I'll make a dress. Ooh, I've never made a dress before. Maybe I'll make a dress. I love holding fabric like this, by the way. I love holding fabric like this because it reminds me of Sound of Music. You know, in Sound of Music, when she shows up and she's in an ugly dress and everyone's like, bleh! Even though Julie Andrews still looks beautiful, she looks fabulous. She shows up in that ugly gray dress and all the children are like, gross. And the captain's like, ugh. And he's like, what, you have to change your clothes before you meet my children. And she's like, this is all I've got. When we go into the convent, we give all of our worldly possessions to the poor, but the poor didn't want this dress, so it's the only one I have. And then she's like, but I can make my own clothes if I have the fabric. And he's like, sweet, I'm gonna send someone out pronto to get you some fabric so you don't look so frumpy in my house. You're bringing down the value of the whole neighborhood. And so, but anyway, then Frau Schmidt shows up and she gives the fabric to Maria like this. And Maria takes it and she's like, I wonder if the captain will buy me more fabric. And Frau Schmidt's like, babe, you don't need more fabric. This is plenty of fabric. She's holding 3 bolts of fabric. God only knows how many yards are in those bolts. But she's holding like 3 or 4 bolts of fabric. And Frau Schmidt's like, you don't need more fabric, lady. How many dresses do you need? And, I almost just went on a whole rant about how many dresses do you need. We're not getting into it now. But Maria's like, no, I want to make play clothes for the kids. And Frau Schmidt's like, bad idea. And then the favorite things happens. And then Maria's looking at her curtains because Frau Schmidt said, oh, we're going to switch out your curtains. Maria's like, bing! I'm going to make the children curtains clothing. I'm going to make them clothing out of curtains, curtain clothing. I wish I had actual curtains in here. I would make curtain clothing. I just ranted about that so long that the camera shut off. We love to see it. So, nothing happened. Nothing happened. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. Nothing happened. A hot iron didn't almost fall off the ironing table. It actually didn't. It's perfectly fine on here, but my ironing table is a little wobbly, and I thought that it was going to fall, but it didn't. It's fine. Don't worry about it. This is the second part where my mom is going to call me and be like, are you okay? You need to be careful. You need to unplug things before you try to mess with them. It's electronic. I know, okay? I don't need you to tell me. And yes, you have electrocuted yourself before. Don't text me and tell me that you haven't, because you're a liar. Ugh. All this might get cut out. I don't know yet. I really can just keep going. I could just keep talking. So, probably very much a blessing last video that I didn't have enough voice to do any kind of real good kind of intro or outro. So I appreciate that anybody actually watched that, because it wasn't what I wanted. I wanted it to be better, but it was what it was. Okay, cool. We're done with this part now. What did I have on that list? Really doesn't matter. Iron the pockets, check. Iron the waistband, check. Finish the pockets. But in finishing the pockets, I'm probably just going to whip stitch them together. It's going to be an experiment. We will see how they hold up just being whip stitched together. Worst comes to worst, it falls apart, I go back in and I finish it. That's fine. Okay, that, good. Finish the seam, gotta finish the seam, and then we have to figure out the hem. One other thing that needs to get done is I have to put a hook and eye into the waist, and then I think I would really like to put in buttons in the the back to help keep it closed. So, I need this to be 37 inches from the top. From the top, 37. That is what we want. So, what I think I'm going to do is put a pin right where 37 is, and then go around putting all the pins in. I'm not going to actually pin up the fabric because I'm probably going to trim the fabric before I tuck it. Okay, so the thing is, this obviously has a straight pattern, it's lines, but the curve of my body is not straight. So this isn't going to be, it's not going to look straight when you look at the hem. Because if I follow what I've done over here, then this entire skirt should be right at the transfer of green and black to green. This entire front panel. However, this side seam right here, the front side seam, this seam sits just above where my hip is going to start, and like where the curve of my body starts. And so 37 inches over here from the top is a little bit higher than that, which is honestly why I'm doing it this way, because it's the only way that I'm going to get a semi-straight, well, not straight, even hem from the top to the bottom of the skirt. Okay. Oh, all right. So that is all of that done. So now, what I want to do is go around and give it a bit of trim in all of these. I'll let the cars go by. Hello, Augustus. Hi. I'm doing something right now. Go do a murder. Go on. So, I'm going to go around and clip this fabric. Yeah. This makes me nervous. But we're going to do it. Because it's just this, like, from here to here is just so much fabric to try to pin up. So we're not going to do that. You know, we'll start in the front where it's less scary. I should also mention 37 inches is with a little bit of give. I probably want it closer to 36.5 inches. So I've already given myself some space here, which is good, because I'm going to need them. And I'm going to clip just underneath where the pins are. What I thought I was going to do is not what I'm actually going to do. I thought that I was going to go around and pin everything to this 35. That way I have a little bit of extra room, but I'm not going to do that, or 37 I mean. I am not going to do that. I'm actually going to take all of the pins out. I'm going to try this on, see if I like the length. If I like it at 37 inches, I will keep it. If I think it's a little long, which I'm already thinking it's going to be a little long, then I will take an extra inch off, and then I will sew the hem, and then the hem will be done. And then I've got to put a hook in the top, and then we can pretty much call it done. I just have to put the braid and the buttons on to make it wearable for me. Okay, so lies were said. I actually very much like this length, and I am going to do my very best to preserve as much of it as I possibly can. So I think I'm only going to take off 1/2 inch as I do my hem, which means it doesn't have to go back on the body form. It's just ready for me to pin down or pin up 1/2 inch and then sew it down, and it will be done. Okay, this isn't going to matter to anyone who doesn't sew, but this is the end of the skirt, right? This is the end of the hem of the skirt. And this is my sewing machine. That is the shuttle inside the sewing machine, which holds the bobbin. My bobbin is empty. The bobbin is empty. It literally just emptied right as I finished the hem. Look at that. This thread, see the shorter one? That shorter thread is the bobbin thread. I got through that by the skin of my teeth. Holy crap. That was the making of the green skirt. I'm actually super proud of myself for finishing it in such a timely manner. I know it probably seems like it took a lot of time, and it did. I know both of these videos have been long, but for how long it would usually take me to finish a project like this is so much faster. And I'm really happy with the result. I like the way it looks. I like that I have it done now and I don't have to worry about it anymore. There are plenty of other projects that need to get done for me or just have remained unfinished, or I always planned on fixing it and I never did, that I'd like to visit. And probably one of the things I'm going to be doing in the next week or so is going through all my fabric and all of my just random articles of clothing that I want to improve on or need to be fixed or whatever it may be, and see where I can go from here, because I feel like I have the momentum now, and I'm overall pleased with the product. I hope you liked watching me make this green skirt and rant about random stuff. I tried to cut down the ranting as much as possible, but there's only so much I can do. And some of it's really funny to me. So, yeah. All right, I'm gonna go eat dinner now. Bye. Sir? Hello. Everybody's just out tonight, I guess.